We are joined now by a very special guest, former director of the CIA and NSA, four-star General Michael Hayden. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're giving a presentation about cybersecurity and cyber attacks. Why should we be concerned about this?
For reasons of convenience and empowerment, and these are all good things, we've now pushed things that we used to do in physical space and maybe keep in a notebook or in a drawer or even in a safe. And now we've pushed it up here into this digital domain because it can handle scale and availability, and it's just great. But it's also very vulnerable up there. And unfortunately, we've rushed our stuff up there and parked it up there without a true appreciation as to how vulnerable it is. And now we're seeing the results of that ill-considered decision. We're seeing an awful lot of losses, financial losses, reputational losses, embarrassment when people publish emails and so on. And so we're only now beginning to catch up with, well, if I'm going to put this stuff up here, how do I defend it? And that's now our cultural and technical challenge. How do I defend it up there?
So how could cyber attacks impact the auto aftermarket industry?
Sure. For the automobile industry, I mean, in many ways, you're just a multi-point computer with tires and an engine going around a neighborhood street. I mean, you've got digital devices on there for telematics, for diagnostics, just for the smooth functioning of the vehicle. And that's great. And I know what it does to make the vehicle more efficient and, frankly, more safe. But it's also interconnected. It's also wired into a larger universe. It also has what we call a large attack surface, where people who might want to will us harm through that vehicle can enter the vehicle and begin to take over controls, things for which the digital devices were never intended.
So is there a solution or something that people can do to prevent or protect themselves from these kinds of attacks?
Sure, of course there are solutions. Nothing in the world is perfect. When you go to a new capability, no matter what it is, you do build in new vulnerabilities, but you don't have to accept all of them. You can reduce them. It might be a question of design. It might be a question of use and how an individual uses particular types of equipment. It might be just questions of discipline. But this is new for all of us. And again, before we rush here to this kind of mecca of convenience, think twice about what the dark side might be. With every model year, people are going to put improvements into the vehicle. And again, that's a good thing. But with those improvements come potential vulnerabilities. Here's a thought, all right? I want middle market folks, I want ultimate consumers, when they think about buying a new product, to use as a discriminator, not just its efficiency, its scale, its cost, use as a discriminator its security as well. And if the consumer at all levels begins to adapt to that attitude, I think producers will meet those demands pretty quickly.
A lot of great information and a lot to think about. Thank you very much, sir.